Guys, did the awesome here to give you a monster review on Zinzania, who has been recently added to the Monster Legends game. Now, Zinzania is a very crucial monster right now in the meta game. Why is that, Dib? Because it has a new status effect that beats meta things, and that is the Piercer debuff and or buff. It's not a buff. It's not a debuff. It's a buff. I don't know why it's. Oh yeah, it's not. It's like with debuffers and torches. But basically, Piercer is a new status in the game, and only this thing at the moment has it as the time of recording this video. Basically, what it does, it goes through defensive traits and buffs. I want to be very clear on that. It ignores traits and buffs that are defensive, like evasion, like area dodge, completely ignores it. And we can even play test that now. We can even play test this. Straight off the bat, we can play test this. Alright? So it is a damage dealer. It doesn't have any deny skills based on what I saw on it, but it does have a self-evasion regen skill. In the case of the event, you do manage to kill the enemies in Zinzania, and they don't have a remove positive X. You can easily come back from death itself, because it also gives itself an extra turn when doing this. The cooldown is rather high, however, it is a 3-turn cooldown, but it's basically a 2-turn cooldown because once you use the skill, you get another turn, so it's essentially 2. The cooldown's very nice. Basically, by the time this goes over, you're good to go again, and it's ridiculous. It's really nice. It also pairs well with the fact it goes well with his cooldown rotations for his damage skills. He also has another pierce effect. So it even has even if you don't get this to, now I actually don't know if this is ranked locked because when I looked at the page, I didn't say what skills were ranked. I don't know if this thing has ranked up skills, or if this is just a thing it comes with automatically. I don't know if it's kind of like a Gorg or whatever. I don't think it's like Gorg or like, Dunra where they have their unique skills. I think those are only for quest monsters or the token quest gathering things. I think those monsters only have skill groups for skills. Soul Hugger is a elite monster for an example, but he doesn't have any skill groups for skills. So I think this might just be the actual monster. I don't really see any metal-based skill. The reason why I bring that up is because it has this. Removes all negative stats from itself, deals very heavy special damage, and it drains life from one enemy, applies metal weakness to one enemy. So it weakens the monster and it prepares for metal damage. But I don't really see a metal damaging skill. Yeah, it's all special based. I don't get that. A really nice thing. Now this is actually really nice. Despite this being a special base skill, so you can instinctively think, hey Dib, I could just bring a Remtar, and this fight's easy. Dude, this damage doesn't work on him. Wrongo. Again, Pierce goes through defensive stuff. This includes things that only restrict specific damage. It should count as a defensive thing. So it's pretty free. You can get away with things for free. Look at this. Okay, so I'm gonna actually do. Do I have an AOE? I don't know if it has an AOE. They should have had like an AOE that showed this. Oh, I actually have my ultimate. So this is actually gonna hit this. See, actually I was able to hit the Wormlad. Keep in mind, Wormlad is one of the best monsters, if not the best monster in the game at the moment at this time, and he was able to cheese right past through that area dodge. It doesn't even matter if they have it up. Amazing, amazing skill, just wonderful. Passive to have. That's the power of the Pierce skill. You can cheers through it. It's amazing. So I can have evasion, and it got blocked. And I can reapply my Pierce, and this applies Pierce before the effect. So I can actually, what I could have done there was I could have targeted that Wormland despite that Clip PM still being out there. I still could have done the single target skill. I can actually go for that now because it ignores the enemy's taunt. So you can see I'm free to do whatever I really want. However, the downside to this he can't apply that to this whole team. He can only do it to himself. So he's the only one who doesn't care about it. He can't give everyone else the ability not to care about area dodge and taunt, and that might actually be a weakness for the monster, because in the case of the event the monster itself dies, then you kind of then you kind of have to rely on the other two, and that was kind of your main plan into going into a war. You weren't planning on losing the unit, so I will say losing the unit is a huge downside, because you are running the risk of like running a more, like, I guess you could say, team player. This month I will say this monster is kind of selfish, in the sense that he doesn't have anything else. Like Wormlet has like so many surplus utilitative things like area DOTs and stuff like that. This thing I think he did have, actually I think he had like poison and nanovirus. Actually he has an AoE, but again it doesn't show it. They should totally have an AoE. Also, this pierce effect only lasts, so it's a 2-turn thing, so I don't know. But yeah, look at this. You can just go right past it. See, I can target this Wormland without any problem. It completely ignores the other thing. Wait for gen, dude. That's a 3-turn cooldown. Wow. But yeah, it's as you can see here, I can just do whatever. But if I have like if they can remove the positive effects too and block any further effects, I think that's another good counter. Like, if Wormland's able to do Despicable Beings, it kind of shuts it down completely. Like you being able to completely destroy the med immediately. So that's a good thing to note. What else can I show here? Extra turn. And then do Pierce. We can have Pierce again. Interesting. See, it's very nice, very consistent, very clean, very nice. Yeah. So that was the monster itself. Again, I wish I could show like the AoEs. Well, I guess we could do a video on this one next time, but I actually don't know what his skills would be. But back to this thing, Zinzania. Very, very nice. Now, do I think it's worth this deal? It's actually, this is the first time they are doing this. For the very first time, you can actually get the monster, the big monster for the maze for $30. And there's nothing else to go with this. You just get the new monster, the new big thing. Do I think this is worth it? No, unless you have the resources already to rank him up to 3. Because he gets really good at 3. That's when the monster starts getting good, because he has a... unlike the other stuff, I don't know if... Again, I don't know if he has skill groups 4 skills. It would make sense if he did. But, like, because, he's an elite monster. But, like I said, with a lot of the elite monsters, they don't have skill groups 4 skills. Like Soul Hugger, for example. This one has a evolving trait. So when it's rank 0, it has hardened. Rank 1, it gets immunity to daze. And at rank 3, it starts off with pierce. And that's huge. To start the game off with the ability to go through taunts and mega taunts and what have you is really, really nice. The only thing you're really concerned for is being frozen and or stunned. So if you're debating whether or not to get this deal to have a really strong monster, I'm going to say it's dependent on your resources. If you don't have the resources to even get it to 3, I would say no, it's not worth it. Because you can just wait. Honestly, you can probably wait until it does come out for like a rune deal. It's like $20 more, but you get the monster done at rank 3, and you get the rune set for it. So that's just my personal view on the situation. Now, if you don't spend a dime on this game to begin with anyway, then this advice means nothing to you. Do I think the monster is available for everyone? I can actually, in all honesty, if you tried really, really hard, like crazy hard, like get up every 4 hours, or, do your collections every 4 hours, it is possible. You just have to wait for the 30% discount. Am I going to do that? I'm pretty busy, man. So I don't know. I guess it's I kind of want to say yeah, I'll be passive on this event. I'll see. The end of the question is I'll see. If I don't got enough for it, I won't go for it. But if I do, I'd pick it up. I'd pick it up, and it's free opportunity. Again, this is only really possible if you get a 30% discount. So keep an eye out for it. It's important that you do. Anything else to talk about with this monster? Nah, not really. So yeah, that's it for this video. My opinion on Zinzania. I wish I had a. I'm gonna do a more cleaner guide on this in the future, but I just wanted to make this review video. Uh, I'm gonna make a cleaner guide. It's just kind of casual and just kind of showcasing what Pierce even does because it's a new buff. But that's it for this video. I'm Dib the Awesome, and I'll catch you guys later.